In the United States, we live in some of the largest homes on Earth. Yet for millions of us, walking through the front door doesn't feel like a relief. It often feels like stepping into a crowded, stressful box. That anxiety isn't caused by a lack of square footage. It's the result of how we're taught to use it. We are encouraged to constantly upgrade, expand, and fill every blank wall and empty corner with bigger furniture, more decor, and extra storage. We often associate fullness with warmth, but packing a room with visual elements forces your brain to constantly scan and categorize your surroundings. This creates visual noise, and that noise eventually translates into mental fatigue. This diagram compares a heavily filled American floor plan on the left with a traditional Japanese layout on the right. The average home in Japan has a fraction of the American footprint, but because the space is intentionally left clear, the rooms feel open, breathable, and calm. Achieving that sense of peace doesn't require a remodel or a larger house. It requires a shift in how we think about space, borrowing specific principles that prioritize the nervous system over the floor plan. The first rule focuses on the concept of or the beauty of empty space. While many American designs treat an empty wall as a problem to be solved, Japanese design treats it as a pause, the silence between notes that makes a melody powerful. This animation shows how the brain reacts to spatial density. In a cluttered grid, the brain constantly fires signals to analyze objects in the periphery. When we introduce by clearing the grid, the brain shifts out of alert mode, calming to a steady pulse. Rule 2 is to design for flexibility. Most American rooms have fixed, single-use identities, like a guest room that sits empty for months. Traditional Japanese rooms are fluid, using sliding doors and movable furniture to reshape the layout throughout the day. A low table serves as a dining space and is then moved aside for an evening workout or sleeping area. This adaptability makes a small home function like a much larger one by prioritizing how a room is used over what it holds. Rule 3 is to lower visual weight. American homes designed vertically create a high center of gravity, making rooms feel compressed. Watch as this center of gravity drops toward the floor. The room feels expansive simply because there is more visible air above the sightline. Lowering the room's profile changes your body language. When furniture sits lower, your shoulders tend to drop, and your movements naturally slow down. You are using the room's geometry to signal relaxation to your body. Rule 4 addresses focus. A typical American living room is often designed around a television, but it also features competing focal points like artwork and shelving. This forces the eye to jump from one object to another. By choosing exactly one quiet focal point and surrounding it with empty space, you create intentional focus. When one element is emphasized, it becomes meaningful. When everything is emphasized, nothing feels special. We find a similar strategy in Rule 5, hide more than you display. Trends like open kitchen shelving force the brain to process every item on screen, even if those items are neatly organized. This is exposure clutter. Even when objects are stored, they still demand your attention if they are visible. Using solid cabinet doors or hidden compartments allows the room to feel serene by reducing the amount of information your brain has to filter. Lighting follows the same rule. One central overhead fixture floods a room with harsh light, signaling daytime productivity. Swapping that for layered, soft floor lamps creates shadows that allow the edges of a room to rest, helping your nervous system to fully wind down. Rule 6 is to embrace imperfection, or wabi-sabi. We often feel pressured to maintain a showroom-level home, replacing furniture the moment it shows a scratch or a sign of age. Wabi-sabi celebrates natural wear as a sign of life, valuing a solid wood table with subtle marks or a linen curtain that softens over time halts the stressful cycle of constant replacement and consumer pressure. The final rule ties everything together. Define your intention. Many homes accumulate objects unconsciously, a chair here, a shelf there, until the space feels disconnected and cluttered. To prevent this, select one word, like calm or grounded, to serve as a strict physical filter. If a new object doesn't support that specific intention, it doesn't enter the home. This clarity of purpose is what keeps a space cohesive over time. This shift toward intentional design ensures that every object serves the people living in the home. It prioritizes the daily experience of restoration over the visual presentation for others. Every design choice we've discussed, from the height of a bed to the visibility of a storage bin, serves to manage the cognitive load your environment places on you. This diagram illustrates the hidden cost of our surroundings. Every complex object you see carries a visual weight, and every surface requires physical maintenance. These small responsibilities create an invisible drain on your mental resources, depleting your energy simply by existing in the space. When you use these 7 rules to subtract the excess, your home stops taking energy and starts providing it. It becomes a sanctuary where your nervous system can finally reset from the noise of the outside world. You can start this process today with no cost. Clear exactly one surface and leave part of it empty. Replace one harsh bulb with a warm lamp, or choose the one word that defines how you want your home to feel. Clarity in your environment leads to clarity in your mind. When you lead with intention rather than accumulation, peace becomes the natural default of your home.